hello there. And we are live. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another episode 2, season 1 of the Premier League Talk Factory. Guys, you're welcome. I know this is an European a night, Europa League night, definitely. And, many people will be out there watching the games, but still, we still have to continue with the show. And Back of the Net podcast, one of our, members down here, is having a slight issue. But let's hope that he could join us later on, or maybe not. So, but I still have other members of the channel, of the show down here with me, and of course, our other member who did not show up last week, but he's here this week. Was out there playing pool, but
I'm getting one off the pool lads for not going tonight as well. So I'm getting it in the neck both ways, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Exactly, man. Welcome to the house, Andy Bell. Andy Bell, you're welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Good, mate. Just looking forward to potentially an FA Cup semi-finals. As unlikely as it may be, considering we've got Man City on Saturday, but I've just heard De Bruyne's out, so you never know. Goalkeeper's out, De Bruyne's out. You're going to beat If you're going to beat Man City, beat them over one leg. I'd rather play them in a quarter-final of an FA Cup than a semi-final of a Champions League, put it that way. So we'll see. I might not be seeing this on Saturday when we get battered 5-0, but and I'm actually putting a bet on for 5-0 as well. I've just got a sneaky suspicion we're going to get it. And then everyone's going to be Eddie Howe out. I'm not on that board, but the way he's persistent with Dan Burn, mate, is just... We've seen what you guys did to him not so long ago. So.
Andy, you're welcome to the show. And of course, the other person down my left, you're welcome to the show, Fan Nation TV. Wizard, Doctor This People. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Good spirits, man. Like, come on, man. Top of the league, through to the last 8. I mean, I don't know what else to say till we start, but yeah, I'm gonna try to be humble today. I'm gonna try to keep,
Talk to them. I know Lion Tech will say, "Oh, Tony, man, I need to call you to order," but bro, come on, man, it doesn't get better than this, my brother. Top of the league.
Who we is one in the quarterfinals? That's the question.
See, guys, welcome. No other person, this guy, it keeps me in check at times, but still, man, I'm still buzzing at the end of the day. No other person than Lion Tech TV down here. Lion Tech. Talk to these people, man. The lion of the tribe of Judah. Talk to these people.
Nah, big up, Tony. Big up, Fan Nation and Andy Bellman. Yeah, man, I can't complain, man. After that stressful watch-along that we did the other day, bruv, I'm just glad it's all over for now, man. Get me? And boy, man can breathe now. Get me?
Yeah, sure. That was a knackering one. Mostly when I also watched the one that the watch-along that Jez and Longhead Yeti did. Shout out to Longhead Yeti, our friend down here on this channel, and Jez. Also in the chat, big up to Jez. He says, "Evening all. Good evening to you, Jez. We had a wonderful show with Jez the other day. Me and the Oregon, lovely show. Top stuff coming out from the Arsenal history and more. But again, guys, let's visit this Arsenal topic, And again, guys, let's have a honest conversation about this whole thing. Yeah, I will start with you, Andy Bell, because you're the neutral one out of all of us, before all of us could definitely, we will be interjecting definitely, but still, to be nice, we start from you. Andrew Bell, Arsenal top of the league, superior goal difference, and then we had that crunch matchup against FC Porto. In 14 seasons, Arsenal haven't qualified to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and then in the first season of Mikel Arteta's entrance into the Champions League, and then he delivers the quarterfinal. Arsenal top of the league domestically, Arsenal in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Take it away, Andy Bell.
Yeah, I was impressed. I'll be honest. I think a lot of Arsenal fans would have been, not everyone follows football as much as the likes of ourselves, and they might have been looking at Porto thinking favourable draw. Then they are no mugs at home, and I think they showed that by the game that they gave you away in Portugal. I did suspect that you would beat them at home, but again, it was going to be, were you going to be able to beat them convincingly enough for the game to be comfortable? That wasn't the case. You had to go to extra time. You could see that the nerves were there in the extra time. You weren't going for it as much as what you were in the actual 90 minutes. But these are the things that you've got to get over. If you're going to win tournaments, it's never a case of you just blow people away. I think it'll stand you in good stead for your quarter-final draw, whoever you get. I suspect if you were to get a Man City at this point or a Real Madrid, you'd probably come up stuck. But I fancy against anybody else at the minute. I really do. So yeah, it's all looking good for us. Top of the league. It's going to be interesting to see how your league form, if it continues to the he's been fantastic the last 5 weeks. Or he's going to be able to keep that up with one eye on the Champions League as well.
Definitely. But see, guys, let's dial it this very, very intelligently. See, I've seen lots of rival fans say, hey, you'll probably be giving Manchester City or one of these top teams. I have a Man United legend who Rio Ferdinand just say day before yesterday that Arsenal is at par with everyone in the quarterfinal. And in fact, teams like Man City will be very, very wary of facing the Arsenal. Now, that's coming from a Manchester United legend. Why is it that rival fans don't see Arsenal as as a threat in this year's Champions League? We all know what's happening in Europe. It's not like these teams are firing on all cylinders. It's not like Real Madrid had an easy blowout in the round of 16. They struggled to actually qualify in the round of 16. It's not really looking good. We all know that Barcelona have one or two loopholes this season. They're not really looking that good. And this is just the Champions League I'm talking about. Of course, Dortmund beat PSV, but that challenge, won't amount to anything. We did know that PSV will go out of that, of the round of 16, mostly against Dortmund. Yeah, little or no quality down there. We have Bayern Munich for the first year in about, I think, 10 to 12 years. These guys have always won the German Bundesliga, but for some reason this year, Thomas Tuchel, isn't in that conversation for the German Bundesliga. In fact, Bayer Leverkusen have that tied up pretty much, and they're not looking good. They have Dyer, they have former enemies of Arsenal down there. Eric Dyer from Tottenham Hotspur down there, and they also had Harry Kane. And it just looks like the curse will be with the German with that German team just because of those guys there.
So I can tell you where the respect thing for Arsenal. The respect thing for Arsenal is, let's be honest, we've been that nearly team. Nearly team. So, and obviously, even when we did get to the Champions League final in 2006, we lost. Sol Campbell scored first, but Barcelona done us. So history tells us that we hasn't really stood firm. Like, we've been to one final. So that's what it is. And obviously we haven't won the Premier League since 2004. So in terms of winning big trophies, we haven't been in that conversation for a while. Obviously the FA Cup has just kept us going. Do you know what I mean? But we gotta move on to bigger and better things now to really get back in the conversation. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's where the respect thing comes from.
Definitely.
He's also probably trying to have a dig at Man City as well, though, isn't he, Rio? As well, as he's praising Arsenal with one hand, he's actually putting doubt in Man City fans' minds on the other hand, isn't he? I mean, he's not as daft as he looks.
He's on a rattling thing. That's what he's on. He's just on rattling. That's literally what he's on.
But again, it's very funny, because personally, I don't even really think that Man City would want to see Arsenal. in the round of this quarterfinal round.
That's what everyone's saying. But why do you say that, T? Why do you say that though?
No.
Because we beat them twice this season.
We've beaten them twice this season. I don't think how many teams have beaten Man City this season?
But you know what it is? Sometimes football balances itself out. So because we beat them twice, they might go and draw at the Emirates and then just beat us at
No, I hear you. It happens. I hear you. It happens. But again, they would not want to meet the Arsenal because they know that the Arsenal has been the only team that has beaten them this season. They'll quite be wary about that fact. They don't want an English skirmish right now. Maybe in the semi-finals, okay, but right now, I don't think Man City will want to face.
No,
Arsenal
but at the same time, Tony, I think like they're not really going to be scared of us either, if we're being real, because the thing is, we still got to prove ourselves in Europe, and right now in Europe, like. Throughout my whole lifetime, we've been rubbish in Europe. So even when we had the fantastic teams, we were still rubbish in Europe. So that's one thing we need to overcome. So really and truly, they'll be looking at us thinking, okay, maybe they could take us. Even though, I get what you're saying in terms of the fact that we've beaten them this season, but that's in the Premier League, isn't it? This is Champions League football. And like, that it's just whole different in Europe, man. It's very different. So, like, we got to prove ourselves in Europe, and until we do that, people are always going to write us off, isn't it? So, it's just one of them.
Surely psychologically as well. Now, if you was to, let's say, you get Bayern Munich in the next round, and you were to take Bayern Munich all the way and knock them out, are you then going to be? Is that not going to psychologically give Arsenal a lift and go, look, if we can beat Bayern Munich, we can beat Man City, Whereas if you get them in the quarterfinal and get beat the following year, when you get one of the big sides again, you might have them doubts. We've come up, if you can beat a big side like a PSG or a Munich, and then get a Man City in the semi, I think that would do wonders for Arsenal's confidence. Even if they were to get knocked out, if they can compete and the game not be, the game not be done by the first leg, I think that would help Arsenal go and, you can be playing Champions League football next season, no doubt. So, maybe this is a trial run for really going for it potentially next year.
Yeah, exactly. See, I really understand you, but
I gotta say, it's the road to Wembley. So, I mean, what better final than Man City and Arsenal at Wembley? Yeah. What better final?
What better final?
A Premier League game for a Champions League final, especially if they beat us to the Premier League. Like, that will be absolutely amazing. I'm sure we wouldn't moan as much as we want the Premier League. If we could take the Champions League and give them the Prem, I'll take that.
See, but again, but just just the simple answer that David Raya gave in his post-game interview, to the pundits that were down there, Thierry Henry, who was a former legend, of the football club, asked this guy, which particular
Thierry Henry is the legend. He's the legend.
I get that, but
former legend.
I was shocked at David Raya's answer. He said, which one would you like to go for?
He said both.
And then he said both.
He said both.
Rightly so.
What did I say to you about 2 weeks ago? What did I say to you about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
Tony?
Fan Nation actually said it. He said it as well.
What did I say 2 weeks ago, Tony? Sneaky double. It could be a sneaky double, bro.
It's true. Some of these heroes, they don't come in capes. Some of them come in smallish bodies, like David Raya. They don't have to be a tall, huge, and flying with capes. It could just be as simple as David Raya. And put your money where your mouth is. Show us with your actions why we should respect you. And you know what, guys, that's purely what David Raya did on the day against FC Porto. See, guys, let's go into that game against FC Porto, and then we'll bring up this conversation about, See, guys, let's start from Richard. Richard, let's go, man. FC Porto, you know what, dirty tactics, anti-football, obscure play, obscure and awkward kind of, connection within those players. Every 5 minutes, these people drop like flies and resume the game after 10 minutes. these guys were really, really, really hoping to take off Arsenal's head, truncated all our free-flowing football. In fact, made Arsenal started playing their own form of game, which, in the grand scheme of things, made Arsenal struggle throughout that game. When I watched our first game against Porto, I saw the way they played. They played in the mid block, and later on they shifted to different patterns. Yeah, but most of the patterns that was very, very clear was that they did put two defensive midfielders in the middle of the park. As a double pivot. I'm talking of Nico and Varela, but at the right and the left, respectively, and choke the midfield and make sure that Arsenal didn't really pass the ball around. But again, they even stepped it up a notch when they came to the Emirates. I thought they would just settle down, probably maybe in a very, very low block. But oh my God, these guys came out to play. They came out swinging. They wanted to, take Arsenal's head off. Probably they didn't have no respect for the Arsenal. What do you think? Take it up from there, man. Arsenal, Porto, Champions League, take it away.
Yeah, man, it was a proper physical game, but that's to be expected because they do the dark arts, isn't it? Because that's part of European football. Like they do the dark arts, like to disrupt the play. So it's just one of them. That's the kind of thing you need to expect in Europe. You get me? They're not going to give us space and allow us to play our football because that would just be stupid. You know what I mean? So, like, they're always going to be like tactically astute. You get me? Because Europe is tactical. It's so much different from the Premier League. Because the Premier League, they're more likely to have a go at you. It's always end to end. Like you get the odd couple of teams that will sit back and whatever. Maybe someone like Sheffield United might sit back or something like that. But more often than not, the teams will come out and have a go. Where in Europe, it's a lot more tactical, man. So it's one of them ones where like we can't really play the exact same football in the league that we play in the Champions League. We have to sort of mix it up a bit. Get me? And like he struggled quite a lot with that because they were just on the rattling thing, boy. They were like, as soon as we got the ball, they were on us, pressing us, fouling us. Literally anything that they could do to disrupt our play, they did. And they did it. And it was tactically brilliant from them. But in the end, man, as well, yeah. So like literally in the end, it was just good that we finally got past the last 16, man. Something that I haven't seen for a very long time, bro. I know, like for 7 years we've been out of the Champions League for 7 of those years, so I'm not counting the 14 years because that's a little bit, there's context to that. You get me? So, but really and truly, you could say it's like 7 years because that's the 7 years we was in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so definitely. It's just good that we got over that hoodie because literally my heart was pumping when the penalty shootouts was coming, man. I literally at that point, I'm like, I can't take this no more, man. I'm just praying that we get through. But big up to David Raya, man. He saved the day.
Yeah, he saved the day, definitely. But see, Andrew Bell, you wanted to say something when you interjected. What did you want to say?
No, it was just, I think he's bang on. Porto did exactly what Arsenal in the last 18 months, when they have had bad games, teams have done to them. Break up the play, stop the rhythm, get physical with them. When Arsenal do seem to be having a bit of form of possession, they'll time waste, they'll dive and buy soft fouls to, get the breath back, they'll give the defence a break. It's a South American dark arts, isn't it? We've seen it with South American teams, the side's got a lot of South American players in, speak the same language, and they play the same language as well. I was just a little bit disappointed that you never really seen any of Porto's actual football ability in that game. And had they really had a proper go at you, you never know what might happen. If you get someone like a Dortmund, for example, if you look at, we beat PSG comfortably. We should have beat them in the home. We've got the penalty against us. We should have gotten through. I think Dortmund could be a side that you might slight struggle with because they are able to absorb so much pressure and then break on you. and they sit really, really deep, really deep. So, and it would kind of, for selfish reasons, it would give me an idea of where Newcastle actually were in that group stage. Because a lot of people were saying, you know, we're bottled it and not getting through the group stage. I mean, PSG is still in the tournament. AC Milan are going to do well in the Europa League. Dortmund are through against, albeit a poor PSV side. They still managed to get to the knockout stages in a difficult group. So, yeah, I just think, like you said there, mate, Arteta will not be happy with the performance, but he'll be ecstatic with the result.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Wizard, you know, we have to get your input about that FC Porto game, man. After 14 years, Arsenal qualifying, but meeting FC Porto. Come on, man. You know, I did see when people were talking about Porto being a Burnley team. Don't disrespect that Porto team, yeah, because there's nothing I've not heard. There's nothing I've not heard from these rival fans, yeah. They think that the kind of dirt they put on what Arsenal did. And this is, because when I defend Arsenal against these attacks, people think I'm shaking my bum for Arsenal. It's not that I'm shaking my bum for Arsenal, but I would not allow. True, but I would not allow these rival fans, just come out and open their mouths and say that FC Porto wasn't a befitting challenge. Those guys could take anyone, bar for bar, toe to toe, with anyone in that last 16.
Porto play in the Champions League every season.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? And they're former winners. They're former winners. They're former
better pedigree than us, bro. They're
former winners of the Champions League. So,
that's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean? Like their players are experienced in the Champions League as well. You got to understand, most of our team, it's the first time they're touching a football in the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? So for me, firstly, I'm going to big up Arteta. And I'll tell you why I'm going to big up Arteta. I'm going to big up Arteta because Trossard scored. Raya saved 2 penalties. Havertz scored his penalty. And Rice scored his penalty. And those are the players that he brought into our team this season. So I have to big up Arteta because, I mean, out of all of them, it's obviously the Raya 2 saves. Like, as Arsenal fans, we know that we don't have keepers that save penalties. Like Ramsdale don't save penalties.
Not the check.
Check at Chelsea, but not at Arsenal.
But not at Arsenal.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, Trossard scoring. I mean, look at the ball from Odegaard. Everyone heard what Odegaard was saying in his press conference this week. He knows about big games. He knows what it takes in big games. Bruv, that ball, if that was Kevin De Bruyne, they'd be singing about that still now. But that ball was incredible. And Trossard to have the composure in a big game coming from Brighton to just slot that away, that was amazing. But I'm happy, man. I wasn't happy with the ref.
But I like the pass more. I like the pass from Odegaard.
100%. The pass was
takes a different kind of skill set. Yeah, the pass was sick, man. It takes a different kind of skill set.
For the composure to finish
that ball
in that game at home under the pressure. And we scored all our penalties. Like, we scored all our penalties. I was a bit worried about Saka because he always goes to the right. So I just thought he had to change it. But he changed it. I thought he had to change it, but he changed it.
He's got some balls, that kid. Like, he's got some balls, considering his history with penalties 100%. And occasions.
Yeah, and he never shies away from them, Andy.
No.
He's always.
I'm a massive fan of Saka.
See it, guys. Because Wizard has just opened a can of worms. Let's go into that topic of Bukayo Saka, guys. Me and Tekia, me and Mr. Richard were having a watch along on the day. Shout out to Ellie Doors TV, who's down here with us. Shout out to you. I've already bigged up Longhead Yeti at the start of the show. Big up to you, Longhead Yeti. Welcome to the show, Longhead Yeti. You know, a big friend of this channel and a guy I really do respect also, Longhead Yeti. Here today is also down here with us. Ron Jeremy, mate, where have you been? Arsenal, the stars are aligning. Ron Jeremy. See guys, Richard, I was down here with you, in that watch along. Let's talk about this thing because Wizards, as you know, already opened it. So why can't we talk about it? Bukayo Saka had a stinker on the day. I'm sorry. I know this guy, yeah, is our highest goal scorer. I know that this guy's carried this team. But oh my days, what a stinker. And see, yeah, and this is why, yeah, mouthy legends like Real Ferdinand will open his mouth, yeah, in a public place and say that Bukayo Saka isn't a world-class player. No, exactly. This is the indictment, yeah, that's leveled on Bukayo Saka's head. He has to go with this pressure, and it is games like this where he is meant to actually perform it at an optimal level that actually make his critics keep putting more pressure on him. So he constantly in these big games have to try to prove himself. He has to try to make sure that, hey, I am that world-class player. Don't get this twisted. Bukayo Saka might be our highest goal scorer this season, but he doesn't look like that same kind of guy that that helped Arsenal over the line for the past 2-3 seasons. I've not really seen the best of Bukayo Saka because in some certain kind of games, it just disappears. Just like Ghostbuster, like it just disappears. And the funny thing about Bukayo Saka is when he's having a stinker, it's noticeable. Have you guys noticed that? That when he has a stinker, it's totally noticeable because I've seen lots of players that do have stinkers. Yeah, at least you will see one or two movement and you still see one or two efforts, one or two movements. Bukayo Saka, our most prolific forward player this season, yeah, and highest goal scorer this season, only had one shot on goal in the last match against Potter. Shocking.
As a neutral, Tony, I would say the season that I get what you're getting at when he was carrying Arsenal on his back. Let's be honest. But I think he had a little bit more of a free role. If he wasn't getting any success on the wide area, he could come inside, he could switch flanks. He's so more disciplined now where if he is having a quiet game, it's because they just keep showing him down on his right foot. They do not let him inside the pitch. Whereas before, I think Arteta was giving him the freedom, go on, come deeper and then make your way forward. He doesn't do that now. He stays out wide. He gives you width, and other players are getting space from it. I know I kind of get that. What you're saying is he's not catching the eye on the ball, but what he's doing is giving you the materials in order to spring other flowers from the garden because other players are having good games because if Odegaard gets more space, he can create more chances. When there's the likes of Trossard, especially when Martinelli's on the left-hand side, Martinelli's able to break, like if Saka's keeping the width, honestly, watch it again. He does give you different options.
I hear you, but he didn't create chances on the day against Porto. I watched that matchup on the day.
But
even
don't you think
the biggest testament to the whole thing was that within the guy, the Brazilian guy, had a good match on the day. That's the Porto right back.
Yeah.
He had such a good game against Bukayo Saka, and they didn't necessarily have to double up. They just had to put that guy down there, and he had one of the best games on the FC Porto shirt that I've seen. I do watch FC Porto most of the time, and that was one of his, the most best performances I've seen within have in the FC Porto shirt. The way he closed him down, the way he outmarked him, bullied him on the ball, sometimes leaving a few tackles on Bukayo Saka, it left something for me to desire and left a big question gaping. Where was that replacement in the summer for Bukayo Saka, just in case he produces stinkers like this?
Yeah, but that's the thing, Tony. Like, it's mad because he had such a stinker, yeah, but he stayed on for the whole game. So it shows that Arteta doesn't even trust his bench because, like, he could have put on maybe Reece Nelson. I know he's not the best player in the world, but he offers something different. You get me? Like, he can run down the wing and cross the ball. So, like, sometimes as a manager, you have to be brave. Even if he's your best player, if he's having a stinker, like, you got to make them changes. That's why you get the big money, man. You got to make big decisions at big time. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone could see, like, nothing was coming off for him. Like literally nothing was coming up him. Every time he got the ball, he either got fouled, he got tackled, he gave away the ball. And his corners, mate, just stop taking corners, please. Because I've had enough of him taking corners now.
You can't be the first man. I told you.
Exactly. I can't beat the first man. Every single corner is hitting the first man. Just put Declan Rice on all corners from now on, please. Because he can't take corners properly. He just can't. It's just not his game. Like, just put him in the mixer and see if he can score a goal. Like, but don't let him take any more corners, please. Like, that's just friendly advice from Lion Tex right here, man. Just don't do it from now on, please. You know what I mean? Because every time I watch him, like, I'm just like, oh, Saka's taking it. Yeah, great. Like, literally, I've got no confidence that he's going to pick anyone up. You know what I mean? And every time he's either hitting the first man or he's hitting the goalkeeper or the defender just heading it out from him. It's pointless. You know what I mean? So,
you've scored a few goals as well from Declan Rice corners lately, haven't you?
Yes, we have.
Like every time Declan Rice takes it, we look more threatening from corners. Yeah. And that's been proven over the last few games. So I don't know why he just doesn't take all the corners, to be honest. But
because there's a certain measurement, a certain height, a certain whip, a finesse behind the whip. When he whips that, that corner kick, and it just kind of like measures it perfectly that it beats the first man, gets into where the action is in the 18-yard box, and of course we have incoming Gabriel, who's tall, 6 foot plus, ready to score more goals, 5 goals from set pieces this season. That guy's a goal beast. Even William Saliba is slightly shorter than Gabriel Magalhaes is out here, trying to get and latch onto headers. But something, is just wrong with Arsenal using those same tactics in Europe. What is it? What is it, about Europe and facing European managers that Arsenal can't carefully and effectively replicate the blueprint in the Premiership and just replicate it in Europe? Somehow they nullify everything we do in terms of getting goals from set pieces, in terms of having a plan B. Nothing. Just when our plan A is bust, everything looks awry from there. Of course, I would like Weezer and De Bell to look into this more.
I'll be honest, mate. I couldn't tell you, because as much as I watch probably 98% of Arsenal's games, I'll watch a Newcastle game and I might watch it again and find out, just see if there's any things I missed. I just think it's inexperience, mate. Arteta's not the most culturally, European grounded managers. He started in the Premier League. It's not like he's got experience from these other leagues to know what these teams are going to set up like. You might watch a side 4 weeks in a row and then they make 3 changes that you wouldn't expect in Europe, and you don't know what they play like when they've got them players in the side. So I think it's just a learning experience. And not only that, when you're playing a side that thinks that they can go toe-to-toe with you, they actually have a go and create the way that you play, how quick you play. When a team comes at you in transition, you're brilliant. But if the team doesn't come at you, you don't get transition periods. So you have a team pinned in with a low block, and you're then kind of looking at a big man to kind of win balls off, which is one thing that you probably haven't got this season. Although Havertz has carried that, he's carried that role quite well recently. I just think when you're playing sides like Lens, for example, or PSV, where they know they can't go toe-to-toe with you, you don't, they can mix it up and make it a struggle for you. Look at this season, the games that you've struggled in. They've not really been against the big sides. They've been against sides like Brentford. Okay, you're getting the result, but it's been tight games. Us at the start of the season, we didn't go toe-to-toe with you that day. Yes, okay, we had a few chances, but we didn't blitzes like we did at St James's Park the season before. We had to sit in and wait for opportunities. Which, or you could say the ball went out of play, Tony, or you could say that Joe Linton fouled Gabriel. But
Weezer, can you come in there?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Andy kind of hit it on the head. Like, obviously, Arteta's not really experienced, and I think to go back quickly to what you were saying about obviously people not backing Arsenal or rating Arsenal, it's that factor as well. Like, this is Arteta's first time in the Champions League as a manager. You know, obviously, I know Timber had a big role to play. Partey had a. I mean, even if he thought we might get to the latter stages, this would never be the team that he thought that he was going to put out. I just thought that, obviously, from the Liverpool game, I think Jesus got injured. It wasn't during the warm-up, but I think the day before or whatever, and then they announced Havertz was going to play up front. And obviously they put Jorginho in the midfield. From that type of match with Liverpool, that's the kind of team he's really gone with. So again, it's kind of trial and error, to be honest. And to go back to the Saka thing as well, last year, I feel like what Andy was saying, everyone kind of had freedom to go and explore because you had Partey and then you had Xhaka as well sitting in. So now, if you notice, we're playing as much as we will go forward, everyone's mind is on defense. A lot more, because obviously the way they were defending, everyone has a player to mark, everyone has jobs to do, everyone knows where they need to be. So again, when you're playing football, even though you're attacking, even in terms of energy, your breathing, how you're feeling, sometimes getting back is the hardest thing. And sometimes with the game that Saka was having and the fact that Porto weren't sitting back, they did try to come and have a go. You're like a yo-yo, you're up and down. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but for that game over the two legs as well. But yeah, whoever we get in the next round, he needs to show up. He needs to show up.
He needs to show up.
But again, with Arteta, he's learning on the job. He's literally learning on the job.
That's it. Yeah, he's still so young, isn't he?
He's still so young. So again,
that's the problem.
Can you imagine Arteta in 10, 15 years? Gaining this experience now? You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's got Arsenal to the last 8 in his first season.
Yeah.
Arsenal are sitting top of the Premier League and got through to the last 8. Like, when have we been in this position?
In this position, yeah, but of course, that's what I keep telling this Man United fans.
He's doing very well. He's doing very well, but he would have been, you know, he don't want to put a team out there and lose at home. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the talk still has to be free, but don't forget your assignments. Because again, as you know, I said, they're kicking us. They're trying to frustrate us. The referee's blowing the whistle every minute. There was a time when I think Jorginho kicked somebody and the guy just stopped. He just stopped playing football and the ref blew the whistle. But then Saka get kicked down and the ref saying play on. So it was just, and emotions as well. Like, we're 1-0 up. You know, maybe penalties is coming. Like, you got to consider all of that because they are human beings. And again, a lot of them, this is their first time in the Champions. Again, apart from you're talking Jorginho, Havertz, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah, that's
pretty much it. Yeah.
Gabriel made it in France, didn't he? Gabriel, I think, played for.
Gabriel,
Gabriel.
But not in these latter stages. So you know, I mean, we're doing really well, man. I don't want to overdo it because I mean, I am worried about this break. Sometimes a break is good. Sometimes it's good to play. I think last year we learned that. When we got knocked out by Sporting Lisbon, it was like, all right, cool, we can focus on the Premier League. But sometimes having those games in between every other day, you know, still getting in your routine of what we need to do, the changes that need to be made. Obviously, latter stages, you might make more substitutes to keep fresh legs. So we have to consider all these things. But again, I mean, if I said to you in August that in March we'll be top of the league, and through to the last 8, we all would have taken it. We all would have taken it. So,
Jesus been missing for most of the season for you as well. You know, a lot of people's hopes would have been put on Jesus at the start of the season to get the goals. He's been literally the only thing he's been consistent at this season is inconsistency and getting injuries.
That's a good one, Andy. That's a good one.
Been consistently inconsistent. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Jesus.
Partey as well.
That Partey. I mean, what's it going to be like when Timber comes back? Because for me, I think he's an upgrade on what you've already got. Kane might need some settling in, might make mistakes. But like Disasi at Chelsea, there's a good player in there, but he's made plenty of mistakes this season for Chelsea. You know, Arteta's going to have these things to deal with in time. The team is still evolving. It's still in a, I wouldn't say a transitional period, but it's still evolving. You know, you're going back before about breaks. The last international break, scattered Newcastle, we were just going on a good run. International break comes, then we're form dips. You know, momentum is key. You've got momentum. You don't want to stop playing. You know, if I'm playing pool against somebody and I'm beating them 5-0, I don't want to say let's take a pint break and go for a tab and then come back.
Bring it on.
We might go on a roll then.
Exactly.
So
yeah, definitely. Guys, let's look into this. David Raya. Oh my God. 2 top saves in the penalty kicks. Throw that all away. Even in the game itself, the top class saves. See, elite saves. Those kind of saves are the kind of saves I expect from someone like Alisson, Edison, and the rest of them. Buffon. That's the kind of elite kind of saves this guy was having.
It's not that caliber, is it?
No. I just said that's a piece of the
get
fan.
Carried away, boy. He said, "Don't get carried away."
I was waiting for him to say
That's why I said. That's why I said those saves are the saves I expect from caliber of keepers like that. So I'm not in no way comparing. Of course, Raya to Buffon. I will be, I'll be.
Where does this leave Ramsdale?
Comparing to those ones, but again, those are the kind of saves that he was having.
Ramsdale's finished, bro.
But exactly, where does this leave him? Because he's not getting back in the side, is he? Let's be honest.
Maybe at Chelsea.
Nah, he can go to Chelsea. They can have him. That's fine.
So I've got a funny feeling we might go for him.
I also heard Newcastle is looking at him, and Bayern Munich is looking at him.
How long is Pope out for?
He's potentially might not come back at all, but he's early April, they've said. But I honestly don't see that if with it being a shoulder injury, why run the risk of him not being fully fit and then landing funny and then probably having another surgery over the summer? Unless there's an opportunity to get European football there and we're fighting for European football, I would keep, as much as I'd hate to stick with Dubravka, because I don't want to see Pope in and out the side again because of his shoulder. It's one thing as a goalkeeper that you're very likely to aggravate again if you've already injured, take a hand or you're always going to be landing on it. So I would be a little bit suspect. The problem that you've got is if we're apparently in for Ramsdale, we are interested in him. Is there a clear number one between Pope and Ramsdale? I don't think there is. There's things that Pope does brilliantly that Ramsdale can do better, i.e. playing out from the back. I think Ramsdale's better kicker of the football. But I like a goalkeeper that's just a shot stopper, and that's Nick Pope's probably up there with Alisson in just being a very, very, very good shot stopper and commanding his area. Sorry?
I like Pope. I think Pope is a class goalkeeper.
Yeah,
I like him, man. I'll
He
take
is
him
better
any
than
day, anytime. I'll take him any day, anytime. Than Ramsdale, because Ramsdale sometimes, he lacks concentration. Sometimes
you can't concentrate for 90 minutes, bro. So, expect the worst.
He can't concentrate for 90 minutes. Yeah, exactly. And he's too unpredictable, too erratic for my liking.
He's emotional. That's who he is. He's emotional.
Yeah, and also very emotional.
Barthez, isn't it? Fabian Barthez.
I prefer keepers that
That's going way back. Yeah, he's similar to Fabian Barthez. He's similar. Yeah. He's on that kind of level.
He's capable of saves that other goalkeepers can't make. I mean, agility-wise, there's no doubt in Ramsdale and reflexes. But for me, it's going back to what you're saying. He's too busy looking in the crowd for the stunners, isn't he? I mean, you see him just, and then all of a sudden Arsenal's been broke on, and he's like, "Oh, hang on, what am I doing now?" Yeah. His performance, he
clearly must have done that against Brentford, because I don't know what the hell he was doing for that goal, bruv. Honestly, because he had so much time to just get it away, and by the time he decided to do it, it was in the net. I'm like, what are you doing, bruv?
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember, I predicted this, though. I said to you last week, I said to you lot last week, we will concede because Ramsdale's in goal.
I said that as well. I said that as well. I said I'm worried about that.
Say that.
I literally said I'm worried about that. I knew it. And that's why. You know what I mean? That's why.
It was shocking. It was extremely shocking what Ramsdale did on the day. They give you the ball, just pass the ball. You've had nothing to do for 45 minutes in that half against Brentford. No shots on goal for Brentford. No shots off goal. In fact, it was just a stinker for Brentford. And then the only ball that they give to you just to, just pass around and oh my days. And then Ramsdale just I don't want to see Ramsdale on an Arsenal shirt no more. I don't want to see
That's
him.
a bit harsh, isn't it? It's
Wow.
I mean, you've got it in his defence, though. He's been sat on the bench for the last 4 or 5 months. His confidence is probably shot.
Good.
Not much off.
And he wasn't even selected. He's only playing because Rare can't play against his parents.
Exactly. Okay. He knows that he wasn't by choice. He's not starting.
Good.
Facts.
You know what? Yeah, good. Because since I said this and you guys want to have a pushback towards what I'm saying, then you know what? I want Ramsdale to keep to no. I want Ramsdale to be in our quarterfinal game against whoever. Maybe it's Manchester City.
Please, no.
Come on, T. Come on, T.
I said I don't want to see him on an Arsenal shirt. You guys said, oh. So
that's a bit harsh. Listen, Ramsdale could easily choose to stay and fight for his place. Easily. Yeah. Arsenal's a big club, and from where he's coming from, you might see, it worthwhile him just fighting. Think, you know what, I do like Raya, but I'm gonna come and let them know that I'm a top class goalkeeper as well.
It could be that, but I think his ego won't let him do that, fam. I think he wants to be number one because with him, I could see him being one of them guys that just wants to be in the England squad. So he's gonna be like, you know what, I want to play. So yeah, he could go to Chelsea. He'll be number one there. He'll play.
So the problem with the England squad is you don't need to be playing football against the England squad.
Well, yeah, you don't need to play. That's true. That's true.
Kelvin Phillips has gone.
It's Southgate, isn't it?
Maguire's gone.
He's actually in this squad, Ramsdale.
Is Ramsdale in the squad? Yeah.
He's actually in the squad. So is Sam Johnson and Pickford, I think. But I mean, look at some of the picks. Maguire. How is Maguire still getting in the England team?
How? Yeah. How? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
That manager will never learn, man. Will never learn.
No, but that manager. No, I think he has worked with Maguire. To be very fair, I think he has worked with Maguire over a long period of time. He knows his strength. He knows what he brings to the table. Definitely. Let's don't act as if Maguire stinkers aren't in on a Manchester United shirt. Most of the stinkers he's had in his career has been in Manchester United. On no Manchester United shirt, not necessarily on that English shirt, because definitely he has a lot of people in the defense to actually cover him up. So the stinkers hasn't been in geometric progression in that English team because there's always players who cover him up. He doesn't get those stinkers quite often. I think Southgate has worked with him, and he is one of the most trusted English defenders down there, whether we like it or not. It doesn't matter his form in Manchester United. And for sure, he has actually shown that his form at Manchester United doesn't necessarily translate to the England team. He's shown it.
No, he's got 3 sitting midfielders in England.
No, but I've seen times with that number he has had stinkers for Manchester United and go on to play in the internationals and had a good game for England.
And T, I hear you, but originally for international squads, wasn't it the best players?
That's what he said.
It was the best player. Like forever since I've been young. My whole idea of international football is if you're playing well for your club, you get selected for the national team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
But that's how it used to be.
What Southgate has done, he's picked a team. The team hasn't done bad, and he's just stuck with the team. Like when I saw Calvin Phillips was going to the last tournament we had, I said, "How? How? He wasn't playing football for Man City.
So
So there's players that are playing good, like Tomori. Is it Tomori at
AC Milan?
Yeah, AC.
Why is he not playing with John Stones? Why is he not playing with John Stones?
But again, that's not always the case. Yeah. See, I'll give you a clear example. Squadron Mustafi. It doesn't get better than this. Yeah. Germany. Yeah. World Cup winner. Yeah. He played for Arsenal. Had lots of stinkers. But the manager at the time always put him in that German national team. And they won the World Cup, and he was there. So you know what? Yeah. You can have lots of stinkers when you're in club sides because there might be lots of reasons that actually necessitate those consequences. But when you're in the English side, or in the national team, you might just have players that are, that are there and that really understand you and that can help you out. The situation in the national team might not necessarily reflect what is happening in their club sides. Because people do genuinely have problems in their club sides. I'll give you an example. One of the most toxic places to play football right now is Manchester United. The dressing room, toxic. The roofs are leaking. The facilities are dead. The grass are not green. Everything is raining.
The toilets are
down
still
on
leaking.
that club side.
You
So,
know what I'm saying?
come on, man. That's one of the most toxic. Come on, man. It's still leaking. So that's one of the most toxic football clubs to play right now. And of course, with Eric Ten Hag and his job, on the line, of course, anything can happen. So I don't know. I'm not just really buying it as a total shitty player. I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
He's helped out in England, though, Tony. The difference, why he gets caught out of Man United is because they play quite an open style of football and they'll play with one pivot. Yeah. If that pivot's gone and you get broke on, Maguire ain't got pace to get back. At times in England, he sits with three in the middle, that's it, and then just the three up front. If you can't look stable with three midfielders looking after you, you've got a problem. I totally agree. He's made a couple of mistakes for England. One of them was in a friendly, so that's fobbed off anyway. He made it. I think it was one against Hungary when we got beat convincingly against Hungary, which was during the period where everyone was on his back, which is understandable. It must be a nightmare when you switch your phone on and the only thing is you see your slab head on social media. Oh God, they're talking about us again. It must be hard to deal with. I mean, I'm saying that my forehead's getting bigger by the day when my hair is receding, so I'll best just be quiet. But I just,
big head though.
There's Konsa, there's Braithwaite. I know that both of them have been called up there now. There's so many young players that are showing that they may have the potential to be an international footballer, but they're not being given the opportunity, especially in midfield. You've got to look at Jordan Henderson for the last 12 months still being picked. Come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what upsets me, Andy. You hit the nail on the head, yeah? What upsets me is, all right, cool. These men have had a good run.
Big up DJ Crane.
But how do we allow the next generation to come in and get experience if we just keep going with what's worked? Do you know what I mean? If Tomori, I'm not sure of his stats, but if he's playing a lot better than Maguire.
Right. He can't throw in a wobbler. Tomori, he's well known to throw in a wobbler. Challenges in the box, he gives him his penalties quite. One thing that kid has got is pace to burn. And if England are going to be a little bit more adventurous and play, for example, Rice, Bellingham, and Foden in the middle, you need pace at the back. You need legs at the back. And especially with John Stones,
has his favourites. He has his favourites anyway. That's the thing. He's just going to pick the players that he likes. He's always done that.
When it comes to him sacked from England, the cop out of I picked people I could trust. Yeah, but you kept people in the team that you trust over potentially winning the tournament. That's why everyone will not buy that excuse. I'm not buying that excuse because we know tactically.
Aren't you meant to trust your players? Aren't you meant to trust the players
Put faith in them. Put faith in them and say, go and make a mistake.
There's some certain players that you just have to trust, and you trust them to to do a certain thing, to carry out a certain task, and you trust them to see through that task. But personally, I wouldn't say Southgate has been a failure. But one thing I would say is that but most of the team members that he have decided to trust have actually helped him get over the line. I'm not saying he has won trophies to back that up, but he hasn't been the worst international manager.
He's been one
either.
of the best. He's definitely been one of the best.
Well,
Like,
his record suggests he's one of the best.
When's the last time
At
he
the
got
end
to a
of the
final?
day, at the end of the day, you just have to trust certain players. I'm sorry, Maguire has been one of them.
You got to bring in a new
But
breed,
but
man.
again, I will never
Yeah, you got to
compare
freshen the
Maguire's
team up, like.
England. I will
I'll
never
ask
The thing is,
you
with
this one
England, they
question.
got so many
Ask you
players
one
that they could
question.
put in. They got
Before
so
I go,
many
so I'm gonna
different
have to
players
go.
they could put in.
Come on, Andy.
Sorry, lads. Just I'm going to have to go through one question. Whose squad in the Euros is anywhere near as good? England's, for me, is on par with France.
Yes.
I
Better
don't
than
see
France.
any other
squad-wise.
squad in
Better than
Europe
France.
as good as us. So therefore, and especially in the last World Cup, okay, we come up against a very good French side. On a different day, we might have won if Harry Kane doesn't miss the penalty, etc., etc. But the problems that we've had with Southgate in the past is he just reacts to something. He doesn't be proactive and go, do you know what it is? I can see the way the game's going. The Italians are controlling the game. What do I need? More legs on the pitch, young players, people that have got something to prove to you as the manager. Not, well, I know I'm going to be in the next squad because he trusts us. You know, I want players that give them freedom to go and potentially make a mistake. You know what I mean? That's what a Pep Guardiola would do. He'd say, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. As long as you're doing the right things in the process, then I'm not going to hold that against you. And I think with the squad that you've got, if you don't go aggressive now, England might wait another 30 years for an opportunity to win a tournament.
Interesting.
Good point.
Because once Harry Kane's gone...
Sure.
Exactly. See here, guys, right. Ben White. There's news of Ben White. It has surfaced. Yeah, big ups to you, Anthony.
Take care, everyone. Thanks for the big up, guys.
Big up,
man. Thank you, Andy Bell, man. Andy Bell, class, brother, man. Has lots of things to do right now. But see, guys, of course, Nani's down Arsenal affair. We'll go back to Arsenal. See, Ben White for the English national team, he has asked England not to pick him for the upcoming internationals. What do you guys think? Do you guys think, hey, you have to go gain, international experience?
It's not a bad man thing. It's not a bad man thing. It's not a bad man.
He's not having it. He still has beef with them.
Arsenal's his priority. Arsenal's his priority. He's saying, I'm not trying to... Listen, he's saying, you got to remember, we bought Ben White to play centre-back. Yeah. And obviously that didn't work. So we tried him at right-back. And bruv, he has flown out of the gate. So he's saying, at the end of the day, you man got James... Yeah, you still got Trent Alexander. Like, I'm not in need. And most times when you take me to tournaments, I'm just sitting around. But Arsenal are top of the league and still in the Champions League. So he's saying, imagine for him to go and get injured, Tomiyasu straight back in. Tomiyasu starts performing. Ben Rice is out for the rest of the season. We start next season with Tomiyasu. He's seen the chance that Arteta's giving him, and he's running with it. I would have. Listen, I used to say this all the time, especially with these stupid friendlies that don't mean nothing. I'll be saying, nah, I'm good. I'm good, man.
Yeah, let's stay at home, man.
Because listen, if Saka goes and gets injured, we're going to be having another conversation. We're going to be having a different conversation if Saka was to go and get injured.
Yeah, guys, guys, of course, you guys know I'm a member of Sarcasm TV. Yeah, one of the biggest channels out there. So I'm a full-fledged member of that channel. And recently we got to 10K. And of course, the boss, the CEO of that channel is down here, with me. Flawless, big ups to you, man. Flawless, like I said, the show yesterday, the stars are aligning. And out here,
Tony.
Stars are aligning, my brother, man. Aligning. Big ups to Flawless. And guys, if you've not subscribed to Sarcasm TV, do me a favor, subscribe to that channel, guys. Subscribe to that channel. Great channel. Guys, let's talk about this. Declan Rice what did you guys think about his play on the day against FC Porto?
I thought he was in and out of the game, to be honest. I thought like he weren't really getting much joy out of to be honest, I'd say he's a bit average, if I'm being honest. But I don't think that's all just his fault. Like I think the way they set up was just very tactical, so he couldn't really get any change out of anything, and he couldn't really get forward. So yeah, it was an average game at best, to be honest. Not to say that it was completely rubbish, but it was just average. Like average. I'd say he's probably a 5 out of 10 performance, if I'm being honest.
See, but again, what's always the reason why are we having our players perform optimally in the Premiership and then when we go to Europe, these players just go out there and start getting stinkers left, right, and center. See, I do understand we got it over the line, we're in the quarterfinals, but again, see, it's high stakes, high risks, high rewards. That's what we're getting into right now. And the teams we'll be facing in the Champions League right now will be hard hitters. I'm talking of the big spinners. We're talking of Real Madrid. We're talking of Man City. We should be ready to take on these people if we claim we're the best.
Listen, they're hard hitters. They're hard hitters. Hold on, Tony. Hold on.
Do you two believe that we're playing the best football in Europe?
No, 100%.
I believe we're playing the best football in Europe.
You think we're playing the best football in Europe?
You actually think that?
I think so, man.
Listen,
who's playing better than Arsenal? No, let's get into that conversation. Who's playing better than Arsenal in Europe right now? You see that post? That's what I thought. You see that post? That's what
I can't really think of anyone.
I can't really think, but obviously, to me, Real
That's
Madrid
enough
and Man
evidence.
City
You have to think
are the
of
two teams. Real Madrid and Man City are the two teams to beat, innit? Yeah? They're the two teams that got to the final last year, and it was Real Madrid, innit? Two teams that got to the final last year, and they're still in the competition. But what I wanted to say is...
And we could get them tomorrow.
But Real Madrid struggled to get to the quarterfinals.
I don't want any of them, man, in the next round.
What I was going to say to you, Tony, hold on. What I was going to say is, you have to understand, obviously, I didn't want Inter Milan. I don't like Italian teams and they're defending. I didn't want Inter Milan. So I was happy that they're out, But what you have to understand, and why we have a chance is, if we play Real Madrid, or we play another team, say Dortmund, or a team that likes to come out and play football, that's where we're dangerous. Because I don't think most teams are not going to set up like Porto. Most teams are going to want to come out and play football, whether home or away. So that's where, for me, that's where I believe. Because I believe on our day, we can go toe-to-toe with anyone right now. So for me...
Flawless doesn't believe that. But Flawless doesn't believe that. And mind you, Flawless is a Manchester United fan. So, of course, he's out here trolling, But again, this
Flawless on the trolling team.
I'm not saying that we're playing the best football in Europe. But what I'm saying is, if we get Real Madrid tomorrow, what I'm saying is they're going to come and play an open game, which leaves, they're not going to double up on Saka. They'll try to, but they're going to want, they're going to let their Rodrigo and Vinicius are going to go. So that leaves the space there. And obviously that might be a game, like especially at Real Madrid, for me, that would be a game to maybe play Rice and Partey or Rice, Jorginho and Partey. And then just let Jesus and the wingers do their thing. So, it's very exciting right now because, like I said, everyone's going to really want to... I'm not sure about Atletico because Simeone's a little tricky so-and-so, but
Atletico will be hard.
That will be a very tactical game. But anyone else, they're going to want to come and play open football. And you know what we've been doing? Like, look at the results around the Porto game. It's only because, remember, Porto came and set up defensively. Even at home, they set up defensively. And then imagine, the brother that got the goal was the brother that missed the penalty. So if we're talking about stars aligning...
Yeah, that's imagine it.
If man want to talk about stars aligning...
How about that? Stars aligning. How about that? How
Oh,
about
Road to Wembley. Remember this. Road to
you
Wembley.
know,
to Wembley, man? The road to Wembley.
boy.
The
If we
road
do
to
get to
Wembley.
Wembley, yeah, then you know
Mm,
Arsenal's record at Wembley, boy. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that's a factor.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's a
Second
big
home.
if.
Second
That's a big
home.
if.
Mm.
Yeah. If we get to Wembley, I fancy us, to be honest.
Oh,
And that's a big
okay,
if, by the way. A big if.
okay, but,
Trust me,
okay,
that's a big if, man.
but guys, see,
Go ahead,
yeah,
T.
but
Go ahead,
guys, see,
T.
yeah. But guys,
Mm.
see, yeah, let's not make any kind of wild statements, yeah, or anything that will make us look like buffoons. We do know that we can win those two competitions. We know that. Clearly, we know that. But again, we have to prioritize. I'm not saying just give one attention. I'm saying we have to kind of like pay attention to the realities of which one it's more easier for us to get over the line. Which one, as it stands right now, you know, that you think it's more plausible for us to get through the Champions League or the Premiership. Left for me, I still think that the Premiership, you know, there are lots of dogs and lots of lions in that, you know, and sharks swimming in the pond. Yeah, Liverpool, you know,
That
still
blue
a little
shark.
bit. Yeah, exactly. And you know, there's sharks down there, you know, ready to bite Arsenal. But again,
Mhm.
I still believe that in Europe, Arsenal can still pull something. Real Madrid don't scare me. I'm sorry, man. But Manchester City, yeah, these other teams
They
don't
scare
scare
me,
me.
man. Hmm.
See, I'm not really scared about Real Madrid. We can have a go.
I'm not.
Barcelona,
I'm not
I'm
scared.
not scared. We can have a go. Atletico, I have a problem with Atletico because
Yep.
you know those are one of those teams that are very, very awkward. Have an awkward style, you know, and it can bring this typical European approach and truncate Arsenal's movement. Those are the kind of games I'm a little bit scared about, including Man City for this stage. In the finals, you have to play them. But right
Yeah.
now, Man City out, Atletico out. Others, I'll fancy my chances to have a go at them.
Uh, boy, it's mad still, but to be honest, whoever we face, we'll have to face, innit? Because we got to face on any one of these teams. But no, look at Flawless saying Real Madrid.
Flawless is on
He
it,
just wants
boy.
us
Oh
to get
my
knocked
days.
out.
He's
He
on you,
wants us.
T. Flawless is on you.
He's on me, man. He's trying to clip me up. This man, them, yeah,
He's
they're
waiting. He's
clipping me up
waiting. He's
everywhere
waiting.
on Twitter. He's waiting. He's waiting.
I
See,
know.
yeah, Richard. While me and
Mhm.
you, yeah, out there doing our watch along, you know, Flawless was out there, you know, gathering the army, yeah, for a slugfest against Arsenal when we lose. But somehow, miraculously, we got over the line in that Champions League game, and you know, Flawless had to call off the party of the day. You know, and again, that's what I want to keep happening because this rival
Mhm.
fans, yeah, you know, they're not in this competition. They want to be us. They want to be in the same position. They want to be like us right now. What we are. They want to be challenging for the title. You know, they want to be in this position. They want to be in the Champions League quarterfinals, and they're not there because their clubs, you know, can't fix their leaking roofs. You know, it's a toxic environment to actually play football. You know, so I understand where Flores is coming from. You know, it's a toxic place to play football, and no player would develop playing in such a dump. So, you know, Arsenal were there. The stars are
Yeah, they got
aligning.
Ten Hag as manager, fam. So that just says it
Oh
all,
my
bro.
days!
But
They all want Ten
he's
Hag
a
out.
dusty manager, bro. So here's what it
Dusty
is.
man,
You know what I mean?
dusty
So here's what it is, man. It's
man,
mad.
dusty manager, man. Yeah, guys,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
let's go, man, because we've been on this show for about 1 hour plus, and all our subscribers have run away to go watch the remaining of the matchup going on. But shout out to Flawless, man. Flawless, great,
they
great
got
guy. You know,
flawless,
brought
bro.
me into his fold. Flawless, man. Can't overthank you, man. Big ups to you. See, man. Richard, talk to these people. What do you have coming up, man?
Um, to be honest, nothing much at the minute. No, I mean, I'm taking a bit of a breather, taking a back seat, and watching some football for the weekend, man. Hopefully, like, well, to be honest, I don't really care who wins out of Man United and Liverpool, to be honest. But if Liverpool smack them, boy, it's gonna be peak for Man United. But I tell you that much.
If Man sees sevens and that, yeah.
Oh,
Flawless. I'm gonna have to send you couple cans, mate. I have to send you a couple cans.
See, look at what Flawless asked. Tony and Arsenal still smashing City at the Etihad. You know what, Flawless? Yeah.
Who said that?
I'm not gonna say it's a smash. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a smash, but I do fancy Arsenal's chances of going to the Etihad and beating City. 1-0, 2-1. I think Arsenal is capable of doing it. So yes, a flaw, yeah. Not a smashing, but a beating.
No smashing. No
smashing.
Ain't smashing no one.
2-1.
I think so.
Maybe 3-1.
I think so.
But, yeah.
I'll take any win. I don't even care how it. I don't even care how it happens.
Penalty last minute.
Somehow we have to win it. I don't even care if we have to cheat. I don't care if we have to cheat. Just win the game somehow, bro.
Just get the 3 points, mate.
Just somehow, bro. Even if you have to do a Maradona handball it, bruv. I don't care, bruv. Just do it, bruv.
No. But again, it's something far from reality. We've beaten these cats like twice this season. Yeah. Like, why is it impossible? It's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible.
Man, them, are giving these guys so much respect. Of course, if you're Manchester United, of course, you'll be slapped up. Definitely, you saw what Man City did to Man United. So I can really understand the pain where Manchester United fans are coming from. But come on, man, Arsenal is not Manchester United. Arsenal is Arsenal this season. We're going for the title. Why can't we believe that we can go to Etihad and get 3 points down there if we really need to win this title?
Listen,
so they had to go down there and slap Man City up.
Flawless knows that we've celebrated a title at Old Trafford before. He knows this.
He knows this. Come on, man. He knows.
Those were good times, man.
He knows
this.
Good
times, man.
This is man's DNA, though. This is man's DNA. Come on.
He knows. He knows
this. So sometimes when you're gonna win the Premier League, when the stars are gonna align, you need to go to places like the Etihad and Old Trafford and win. And we've done it before. So
we've done it before.
It's in our DNA.
Well, to win the league, we have to.
Champions League is a different thing, But in the Prem,
big ups.
Yeah.
I see. Wizard, talk to these people, man. What do you have coming up, man?
Nah, nothing at the moment. My pull-up show, I'm looking to start that with the Euros. So right now I got 19 days off. Easter's coming up as well, so I'll be on holiday as well, just relaxing. So right now just relaxing, watching all the content, seeing what everyone's saying, and just waiting for the 31st, man. I told you, man, that was the date to circle on the calendar. So now we're just waiting for the 31st.
Yeah. Can't wait. See, guys, I can't wait, because the stars are gonna align on that day. If Arsenal beats Man City, if Arsenal there beats Man City,
trust me.
Okay,
boy. Let me ask Flawless something, Flawless, Do you understand the party that is gonna happen at the Emirates when we win the Premier League? And this is what I'm trying to say. I know Man United have won it loads of times. Man City has won it. I mean, that might be their 4th time, but the party that everyone is getting, 2004, the only other team, and obviously Liverpool won it when it was COVID, so they couldn't even really come out.
They had no fans, man, to celebrate.
But listen, the next big thing Arsenal win, I'm telling you, the world has not seen anything like what's going to happen. I'm telling you.
Talk to them.
If we do win the league, boy, it's peak for everyone. That's what I'm saying. If we do it,
getting turn and twist and everything, bro, for years. 2004 is the last time. There's so many people that haven't even seen. They only seen. I saw a clip of some kids talking to Thierry Henry, oh my gosh, you're a legend. And even I'm thinking, they've only known this because of YouTube.
Yeah, because they ain't watched him play.
They ain't seen Thierry Henry play. And that was the last time we won a Premier League. Thierry Henry was playing. This is crazy, man. So try know. We're going to show everyone how to be fans when we do this stuff. I'm telling you, bro.
Exactly, man. And to be very sincere with you guys, yeah. See, Richard, I do know that we also have to, go with this with a certain kind of humility and common sense. I do understand that. But again, we're just 10 games to the end. It's not 20 games. It's not 15 games. We just have to get behind our team. I'm sorry, man. We just have to get behind this team. This team is at the top of the league. Right? We just have to get behind them. Exactly,
even
man.
when we won the other day, even when we won the other day, I saw something saying Bayern Munich getting through to the last 8 and Arsenal getting through to the last 8. Bayern Munich play Champions League every season. I expect them to be chilling on the bench. This is our first time in the Premier League and in the Champions League for years, and we've done what we failed to do so many times. Like, we have to be behind this team, top of the Premier League and in the Champions League. This is what Man United were doing in the 90s, flawless. This is what Man United were doing in the 90s under Fergie. This is what you man were doing. So, he knows it can happen. He knows deep down. He knows what
he knows deep down. He knows. See, man. Big ups to everyone. See, guys who would watch this on playback, please subscribe.
I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm just taking it day by day, brother.
Day by day. Oh yeah, sorry. When I said win the Premier League, let me just clarify something. When I said win the Premier League, flawless, I didn't mean this season. I mean when we win it, because we're gonna win it. Just to clarify.
Definitely. Just to clarify. See,
I know he's ready to clip people, boy, but I'm not one of them fans that get carried away from. I'm not one of them fans.
We're just in a good place
I'm too experienced in this thing to be carried away from. I've seen my team.
And you see what happened last season.
What happened, bro? I've seen it, fam.
See what happened last season, bro.
I'm just taking it game by game. But if we do win this league this season, oh lordy.
Don't call me.
Just be aware.
Listen. Meet me there, the Thierry Henry statue. Just meet me there, the Thierry Henry statue. Just meet me there. You don't need to message me. There. That's where I'm gonna be with my speaker, my rare nephew. That's where I'm gonna be.
Yeah, man. I'm linking you there as well, man.
100%.
Straight up, if that happens.
No, Richard. But Richard, but Richard, yeah. But Richard, to be very sincere with you, with 10 games to the end of this season, when would you back this team? Because even from the start of the season,
I've backed them.
I've backed them.
I'm not getting ahead of myself.
But again, I've also criticized the manager. I've criticized the manager. I've criticized the players. I'm not saying that these players are the best bunch. I've not said that. Literally, I've torn into this team lots of times this season. I've torn into this manager lots of times this season. I do think that there's lots of hurdles for us to cross. But still, we're 10 games to the end. We're top of the league. We're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I do understand that we have PTSD. I do get that. But my brother, man, sometimes you just have to see enough is enough after a while and just get behind your team. Because that's what this Manchester United fans will do. If their team are 10 games away, to win the league, they will get behind their team. Not necessarily the manager, just behind the team. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not behind the manager. I am behind the team. So, and later on, if we start seeing members who are kind of like, celebrating when they did not believe in the team, they must start, these people, they clip all these things and they say, hey, bro, but you disbelieve this team. So that's why it's always good to be shameless, being a shameless a mid-bunch, yeah? So that when anything happens or when things go tits up, you're still shameless, man. You're shameless out here. So, it's simple, man.
Do your thing, man. I have no problem with anyone being shameless. You can if you want. It's a free world, bruv. It's a free world.
I'll give you. No, but guys,
just me. I'm just too experienced to. I know better.
No, I hear you. Me too. I'm starving for a trophy for a big time trophy for about 20 years. I do get that. But again, I'll give you a typical example. Look at Kai Havertz. We brought that guy for £65 million. Yeah, we brought him into the team. Everyone called him shit. I called him shit at the start of the season. How many of us did? Even you, Wizard, you criticized that guy as much as I did. We both called him shit. Even when I brought in Richard to come and start doing shows with us, Richard had the same idea about him.
That's why we're not Arsenal
right
manager, though, isn't it? That's why we're not Arsenal manager.
Exactly. But now, look at how that guy is putting us in the dust right now. Look at how that guy is putting mud on our faces right now. He's the second highest goal scorer for Arsenal this season. Where is the
If he
Gabriel
scores one
Jesus
more goal,
that we
be
even
the best
love more than
season.
this guy?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So look at Kai Havertz. Everyone cursed him. I gave him only 10 games to prove himself. He failed after 10 games, and I wrote him off.
It's dramatically as well.
The stars are aligning, T. The stars are aligning.
The stars are aligning.
It's all
The
coming
stars are
together.
aligning. It's coming together. That's what I'm saying. So look at like Kai Havertz is making us look like complete donuts. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just have to, raise your hand and say I'm wrong.
You got it wrong, yeah, 100%.
I got it wrong, yeah. Don't be shameless about it. So it's the same
He's definitely
thing with
playing
the
his
league.
part, man. He's definitely on form. Like, big up to him. Like, you get me?
Yeah, exactly.
He's been better than Jesus, so that says it all, bruv. So
he scored the winner.
I'd rather have him
Brentford,
in the
bruv.
team than Jesus, bruv.
Oh my God, Flawless is on some. Flawless is on some.
He's
Big
trolling,
up to
man.
Paul
Flawless, have your fun, brother. I see you there. I see you.
No problem, man. No problem. Don't worry, guys.
Listen, I got one for Flawless. Back in the day when we was good, yeah, we was competing against Man United. Yeah. Now that we're back, we're competing against Man City. Done. Everything has changed. Everything has changed, bruv. Everything has changed.
Exactly, man. Get your team up, fix your leaking roofs, make your environment somewhere that's not toxic enough for players to come and play. That's what Arsenal have done over the years. And right now, it's looking good. The roofs aren't leaking. The backroom staffs are looking good. I'm getting goals. I'm in the Champions League quarterfinals.
They used to call it the Highbury Library, Remember that?
Yeah.
Library.
Come on, bro. Go fix the leaking roof, man.
Said he ain't trolling.
Fix the leaking
Flawless
roof,
is
bro.
one of the biggest trolls out there, but big up to yourself, though.
Yeah, big up to Flawless, man. That's my guy. That's my brother, man. That's my brother.
Nah, man. I love Flawless,
guys,
man.
we're already on the verge of we're on the verge of closing the show before Flores came around, so we just had to talk a little bit of a gibberish, kind of way, so that Flores will still know that Arsenal fans got chest around here. So big ups to everyone who joined us today. Big ups to everyone in the chat that helped us out today. And big up to Flawless. That's my boss in Sarcasm TV, and of course, big up to Richard. Lion Tech TV. Thanks for showing up for us today. Weezer, big ups to you, my guy, man. And obviously we'll be taking some time off because of the internationals, and we'll be here in the week before we face in the same week where we face Man City, that we can thoroughly talk about it and give these guys something to clip, because they want clips. We'll give them the clips. So no problem, man. And we'll be ourselves. We'll analyze the game normally. We'll see what Arsenal can do. I still do think that Manchester City will still play in this FA Cups. These are draining games. They're gonna look drained. While Arsenal is just probably gonna go to Dubai that same week. Get being food, spoon fed or knife fed, by Salt Bay, a couple of.
Where are we going back there?
And come back. Oh, who told you we can't go back there? If I
they should go back there, bro.
They should go back there.
Stardust, man.
Sprinkle that stardust on the meat, feed it to all the players, and get us playing. So that's what I want. So guys, from me and my brothers, we are out.